Hello, and welcome back to Math Time with the Math King. Today we're going to just spend a little bit of time working with multiplication and how to do traditional multiplying. We're going to start with a 3-digit by 1-digit number. Now, when we do our multiplying like this, we're going to always start at the bottom here. And since there's only one digit here, that's the only one we're going to do. But we're going to follow our steps of going in order with the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the ones place. We're going to multiply 8 times 7. Now 8 times 7 is 56. Just like when we add, we don't write the whole 2-digit number of 56 in our answer. We write the part that's in the ones place. So let's write it down here. If we had 8 times 7 equals 56, we'll write the ones place, the 6, underneath. And just like when we add, we carry the 1 sometimes. Now we're going to carry the 5. So I'm going to carry the 5 up here to the top of the next column. I just move over one column to the tens place now. Now I'm going to multiply the 8 times the tens place. 8 times 3. 8 times 3 equals 24. But I'm not done because I have this 5 up there. So I'm going to add the 5 to it also. 24 plus 5 equals 29. Now I want to do the same thing again. I'm going to take my 9 and write it underneath the tens column, take my 2 and carry it up to the hundreds column. Now I get to my last column here, the hundreds place, and I multiply 8 times 4. 8 times 4 equals 32, but I'm not done because I carried a 2. So I have to add 2 more to my answer. 32 plus 2 equals 34. Now I don't have any more columns to carry anything. So I'm going to write my whole answer at the bottom now. 8 times 4 equals 32 plus 2 more is 34. I will put my 34 here. Now I don't want to forget my comma. Remember, commas go after every 3 digits. 1, 2, 3, comma. My answer to 437 times 8 is 3,496. Now, when I want to do this problem over here where it's a 3-digit by 2-digit number, I want to follow the same steps. I'm going to do this problem just like as if it was 259 times 6. Forgetting that the 3 is there right now. I'll use the 3 next. So let's start with 259 times 6. I'm going to follow the same steps. I'm going to start with 6 times 9. I'm going to write up a little higher because I'm going to need more room for this one. 6 times 9 equals 54. 6 times 9 is 54. I'm going to write the 4 under the ones column, carry the 5 up to the tens. Now remember, I'm not using this 3 yet. I'm using the 6 just like I did the 8 over here. First I multiply it by the ones, then by the tens, then by the hundreds. So now I'm up to the tens place. 6 times 5. 6 times 5 equals 30. But I'm not done because I carried a 5. So I have to add 5 more to that. 30 plus 5 equals 35. Now I should start to get the hang of this and get used to it a little bit more. I keep the 5 right underneath the tens column here, and I carry the 3 up to the hundreds column. And now I'm going to multiply 6 times 2 plus 3 more. So I know that 6 times 2 equals 12, and then I add that 3 that I carried. Plus 3 equals 15. There's nothing else to use over here. I don't have any more columns to carry to. So I'm going to write the whole 15 right here. Now, that is not my final answer. That is only 259 times 6. That's what I get there. 259 times 6 is 1,556. But I still have a 3 in the tens place here. 3 tens makes 30. So I have to do 259 times 30 still. But I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes. So before I do that, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm done with the 6. I'll cross that out. And I'm done with these two numbers that I carried up here. So let me cross out that little 5 and that little 3 that I carried, because I don't want them to confuse me if I have to carry new numbers up there for the 3. So now I move over here to the 3. Now the 3 is in the tens place, which means I'm not multiplying necessarily by 3. Since it's in the tens place, I'm really multiplying by 30. But I don't want to make it more confusing for myself. I don't want to have to figure out 9 times 30 each time. 5 times 30, which is really 50 times 30, and 200 times 30. I want to be able to just do single digits all along. So since I'm moving over to the tens place, I'm going to put a 0 here to show that I'm not using any ones anymore. I don't have any ones now because I'm multiplying by the tens place. 3 tens. So this shows that there are no ones. Everything I have will be tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on. So whenever we get to a second digit on the bottom of a multiplication problem, you go to a new row and you put a 0 in the ones place, because we're not using ones anymore. We're now in the tens. So now I can just start doing regular multiplication with the ones here. 3 times 9. 3 times 9 equals 27. Just like I've been doing all along, I write the 7 under here. Now we're in the tens. 3 is in the tens, remember, so it starts in the tens place. And I carry the 2 up to the next column. It's a good thing I crossed out that 5, because I don't need the 5 anymore. Now it's a 2 up there. So I do 3 times 5 equals 15. 3 times 5 equals 15, but I can't forget about that 2 that I have up here. So I have to add 2 more. 15 plus 2 equals 17. Again, let's look. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 more equals 17. Write the 7. Carry the 1. Where that 3 was before, I now have a 1 over it. Now I'm going to multiply 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. And add that 1 that I have left over. 6 plus 1 equals 7. That's just one digit. I don't have anything else to do here, so I'm all done after I write that 7. That was a lot of 7s I ended up with there. Now when I'm all done, I can't leave those numbers all by themselves left out like this. They have to be put together. I have to add my 1s when I multiplied by 6 ones, and my 10s when I multiplied by 3 10s, or 30. So I have to add them up. And now I'm going to add just like I always add, traditional addition. Start in the ones column. 4 plus 0 equals 4. 5 plus 7 equals 12. Write the 2, carry the 1. 5 plus 7 again equals 12, plus 1 is 13. Write the 3, carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 1 more makes 9. Put my comma, remember 1, 2, 3, comma. My answer is 9,324. Notice how much bigger my answer is. This was 3,000. This was 9,000. Much bigger because I'm using 2 digits instead of 1. Okay? You don't have to do all of this down here, but if you're a little bit unsure of what to do, it might help. It might help to write these steps down at first until you really get used to doing the 2-digit especially. But remember, we're going to carry numbers just like we do with adding. Sometimes they're not just 1 though. Over here we had to carry a 5 and a 2. Over here when I finished multiplying the 6, I crossed it out. And I crossed out all the numbers I carried, added my 0 for the 10s, and then did the 3 in the 10s place here. If you have any questions about the traditional method of multiplying, send me a message on Google Classroom. Let me know. If you have any other questions in math, or even if you just